Make sure to leave us a comment to let us know what you think, and you can always subscribe to Heroes of the Storm here on YouTube or around the web if you want to keep up to date. We'll see you in the Nexus.
Potentially just one game left here for HGC Phase 1, but no tomorrow. I don't think they're going to go down without a fight. We might have a Game 5 possibility.
We may. We very much may here, and it's all going to come down to the determination and effort here of these players. They haven't... It's really hard for me to come in with a lot of like objective measuring and everything. You know, Dyrus was a pretty big mix-up to this whole thing. You know, I would like to say, no, tomorrow, I expected a bit more from you, but it's also... I can see them at the point where, you know, again, because this isn't going to change the results. They know that Dyrus is in it. It's just more of like, you know, they were playing more as a practice than anything. So it's just very difficult, I guess, to give feedback from my perspective. You know, no insight other than we did talk about the fact that Guardian of the Ancient King technically could not proc off of anything that entire game.
Yes, we've been assured of that now, but we were very confident that that was the case.
Yeah, and other than that, you know, it's just excited to see the next map.
Next map is... Nice. Sky Temple.
Nice. Sky, a lot of brawling going on here on Sky Temple. See if that benefits benefits teammate. No, tomorrow has to worry about globals, but not in the same way that they would on some of the other maps. So I don't view the macro pressure or fear of that as something. It's just going to be who can team fight better. And so far the answer has been teammate, but it could change. That is one thing I do think No Tomorrow stands a shot at, is just a full 5-on-5. You know, just mainly on the weakness of Dyrus, not so much on a mechanical sense, but more on a decision-making sense, micro decision-making. Was that the right shield target? What is the win condition in this team fight? That's what I expect No Tomorrow to be successful at.
There's probably another No Tomorrow Cassia in the works for Sky Temple. They played her versus Freedom on this battleground, but picked rather late in draft. So possible ban from teammate, again, if they don't want to deal with her, if they're going to have a melee-focused comp. And they generally usually do.
No Tomorrow, not letting Glorong have the Medivh. Teammate bans the Anub. So do we see the Greymane here? It would be a huge change, but No Tomorrow still obviously putting focus on to Glorong a little bit. No, they're going to stick back to the global. They got themselves the Dahaka. Going to be pressuring out that top lane.
Dahaka has been a favorite of No Tomorrow, especially on Sky. They have Casanova play this hero, and he can continue to pressure lanes, come in later, drag someone off of a point. All of the things that Dahaka does well. But this leaves open both Greymane and Leoric, and teammate are happy to pick that back up.
I wonder if No Tomorrow will let teammate have Tyrael again. Gilly, what are your thoughts? Thanks, Gilly. You know, I'm just saying, after the last game, there's no way you give that up, right?
If they don't get it here, it's gotta be a ban.
It's just that we talked about the exact reasons in the last game.
But if they want to ban Uther,
I promise you, what's worse? There's only one thing scarier, really, than a hero that not only can move around and take 0 damage and not be CC'd, but in fact, multiple. That is the only thing. Tyrael, I'll take the Tyrael ban.
What is greater, one or more than one?
Would you?
It's hard to figure out.
Johanna or Tyrael? Done. That is it. Either way, we're at the ban phase here for teammate. Nothing stands out for them, though, when it comes to a ban.
Are teammate going to run the same composition that they did last time?
Yeah.
Just the exact same.
I'll be honest, it's got a new hero, and it's okay. So first of all, it's got a flashy new hero that screams Glorong. So I'm like, yeah, all day. Then the fact that Dyrus is obviously going to be on the Leoric, the Greymane's already been drafted up. If it's given to them, I don't understand a way to mix it up. It's not only fun, it's flashy, it's just everything going for it.
And it's Prismat playing Greymane instead of Chromie from last game.
They've got it. At least they have the opportunity. Parts of it here with the Tyrael. Is it going to be Tyrael Genji? It probably wouldn't. If anything, it would be Tyrael in support, hiding the last pick. Unless they're afraid of a Genji, which actually can happen here for No Tomorrow. So you're going to take the Genji, now is the time and or place, teammate. There it is, Genji. Bavarian this time, mixing it up.
You were saying about a Tyrael?
Nope, no Tyrael. Mind blown. Just insane, dude, what that could provide to this composition. The main thing is because it's more... Tyrael, out of both of these comps, is better for No Tomorrow, this side, better for No Tomorrow than it is of Teammate. But if Teammate denies it, because it's so good to No Tomorrow, it suddenly becomes like 5 times better for Teammate. And it's just, it is so... It could change this game if we end up seeing it picked up.
No Tomorrow still have a possible Muradin, a possible not a noob, Tyrael. What's Air Hope playing? ETC. I feel like I talk about No Tomorrow's ETC every time it's picked.
Gilly, I'm not going to go any easier on you. Hit me with it. I need to know.
0 and 11.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I think so. I think... Yeah, 0 and 11-ish. Okay. It's definitely over 10. ETC Nazebo. This is a new ETC.
Ish. Yeah, with that, ETC by far is the hardest to explain when looking at HGC patches. So a general breakdown, if you've been watching this week, you watched last week, and you watched the week before that, there's been 4 patches onto ETC, I believe, between all of those. The general gist is from 2 weeks ago, he's a lot worse, but he is not as bad as he would have been last week. So he got a little bit better. It was like, you know, he kind of goes to the bottom of the barrel, and then now he's floating a little bit above halfway.
I wish you guys could have seen Dread just walking around trying to explain it. This ETC changed it.
Because he seriously was the hardest hit. Out of all the heroes in the game, he was the hardest hit, but it's also, he wasn't just changed once. It was like, you know, nerf it and walk away like Arthas way back in the day. You know, it's just world's biggest nerf, not talk about it, not see Arthas forever. It was like, no, next patch we're going to slightly buff ETC. So now he's in this weird limbo, especially for you guys at home, because it's just like he went from great, best warrior in the game to one of the last priority, and now he's slowly getting picked in weird spots. Why is that? Again, minor buff.
Well, last time we saw Tempo Storm favor getting ETC in a place, it was for stage dive, so a possibility here now too. But as always, when we're in North America talking about Sky Temple, we have to talk about the boss, because it's usually where the game ends.
Yeah, we really like just, you know, we play out the whole game, and no matter what happened for the first about 20 minutes of it, we like to end it all in the same place. It makes us feel a little bit better.
Bring it back in.
Yeah, just group it up right on that boss. Yeah, no, it's probably been the last 5 North American Sky Temples we've had. It's just been like battle, 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 and the boss throw, that's game. So yeah, that's something we got to focus on. Boss control when looking at these 2 compositions.
There's no Gust, there's no Expulsion Zone, there's no Holy Ground Sank.
I give it to No Tomorrow. They've got Twilight Dream. They've got Dahaka as a good placeholder as a representative on the point. And then ETC, not only because he could go global, but then he's got Mosh, Nazebo with Garg. They've got territorial spells, which is still, to some extent, beneficial over boss bits.
So what do you think? Do you think we're going to a Game 5, or do you think Teammate will be able to close things out here with their predictable, normal draft for Teammate?
I think this is it. That was the nail in the coffin. They've got the Greymane, they've got the Genji, they've got the Double Warrior. Everything is a bit like the last game, and Glarong, actually, that last team fight was probably the best performance I've seen on a Genji so far in North America. I'm excited to see it again.
Yeah, I am too. He won't have Sanctification and Holy Arena to buff that damage up, but even still, we'll see some adjustments from that play, and he does have a dive partner possibility with Greymane too. No Varian Medivh, though.
No Varian Medivh. It's less mobile, but still equal, you know, CC. It's a secondary warrior to match up onto the Leo. The one thing that is a bit weird, but again, this is the Dyer's factor coming in, is like when you have Varian as a secondary warrior, ideally you want another warrior with hard CC so that they can bait the taunt or the cleanse for the taunt to be ultimately effective, but it's more of just limited hero pool problems here. Teammate trying to adjust with the circumstances of having Dyrus.
Well, we're ready to get into Game 4. Can Team 8 close it out, or will No Tomorrow take us to Game 5? We found out now. We find out now. We haven't found out yet. Don't worry, the game's not over.
Scripted. That's what I learned. You already know the results. Who wins,
Crap.
Gilly?
I can't divulge that information.
It's a 24.5-minute boss throw, and No Tomorrow gets it. It was actually, yeah, you know,
24.5 minutes.
24.5.
Wow, this game's going to go into the late game for Sky.
Yep, that was Malfurion thanks to the mule that he's going to pick up in the next couple. Stalled it out. Ooh, so when it comes to laning phase, I feel like No Tomorrow's got the upper hand. Teammates got a lot of just not too great. You know, Greymane can kind of clear out a wave. Leo's good on his own. But the Varian, Genji, Rhaegar, pretty meh. Whereas No Tomorrow, they've got Tychus, Dahaka, and Nazebo, all really good into those laning phases.
What about when it comes to the standoff around Vision?
Who wins the standoff on Vision? Teammate. Because Genji's flare and dancing all over and mobility, he should be able to, if he doesn't actually just backdoor it like this, perfectly just kind of come down and make things happen there. If you aren't doing that, then you just dash and draw so much aggro that somebody else can backdoor it like that.
Hey, Prismat is playing Genji.
That's a good point. And he's been aggressive, flashy with this passive use, I guess, as I'll say. It's always been forward towards the enemies to get as much damage out as he possibly can. But it's, you know, it's all just the way Genji rides a horse is something that you know, that's a little more awkward than I thought it'd be, though. Have you seen that? He kind of crouches down,
he
like
just sits on it, I guess. Crouches, yeah. Not in a way of just like normally sitting on a horse.
Yeah, like when Jaina had her own animation, it was like, it was fancy, but Genji looks like he's trying to hit you with that profound thought while he's also ready to let you know that he's gonna kill you.
Because he has the agile dismount. He's got to be ready to just fly off of the horse.
That's a good point, man.
Dive in.
Not everybody does casual backflips when they get off a horse, Dread. Things I didn't think about. Genji's rotated towards Vision once more. Shot's gonna be captured for No Tomorrow up on top for now. But keep in mind, the global war goes to the side of No Tomorrow, so what is the Greymane going to have to do? Glorong decides to match the rotation of Dahaka. So do we ever see a burrow?
Oh, drag into these minions too. Clow uses disengage and his razor swipe to get back. The only talent differentiation I see so far, the deviation, is for Jason, who picked up dash. Increases the range and movement speed out. Let's deflect.
He is deflecting that damage. Bud's pinned against the corner, and they get away. The deflect you're referring to was put so much damage onto Tychus there for a moment. Jason, I was laughing for a second because he just kind of was like, here's my minigun, and he's like, I don't care who you are, I'm just going to do the damage no matter how much gets reflected back.
For those of you guys who maybe are not as familiar with how deflect works as a mechanic for Genji, it's every time he takes an instance of damage, he throws a kunai at his nearest Glaurung.
He's good. He's got the disengage. No quarterback here.
Yeah, at the nearest enemy prioritizing hero. So in that instance, because you have someone with such a fast attack speed of Tychus, was just like flinging those things out, the kunais. And like I was saying for Tychus, he did get dash at level 1, so he's trying to collect regen globe so that he can get some movement speed after run and gun, just give him some more mobility. Probably so he can run away from Genji.
Talking about running away, Justing might need to do so here. He realizes in a bad spot. Power slide and root combo's a thing, but Prismaticism's presence alone is enough to deter No Tomorrow from initiating a 4 versus 2.
No Tomorrow wanting to get some damage done to this bottom lane in preparation for the second temple phase. Escorting their giants in. Ideally, trying to take out the front wall and the well so that teammate can't reinitiate once the fight happens down here later on.
I love this rotation coming out from No Tomorrow. Good root as well. Good use of the engage coming up from Justing to try and dodge it, but just that No Tomorrow's at least trying to force something in this weird middle limbo between phase 1 and 2. Talking trees, drops the zombie wall. Dyrus doesn't want to Wraith walk in. But it's just that rotation, the commitment, and forcing a front wall, things like, it's just so uncommon in North America, especially on Sky Temple. That was really awesome to see out of No Tomorrow. Not something I would have figured from them.
Yeah, and once they were forced away from that lane, they're going to go up and get their bruisers. This will help Casanova put more pressure on in the top lane. And potentially make more of Team 8 either come up or let him maybe even do some damage to the keep tower, since the top was taken care of by No Tomorrow earlier on. No Tomorrow has always had a focus on the bottom lane of Sky, though. They've been willing to even give up some tower shots of early game just to make sure that they can get some damage done for this moment.
That was already 2 of Justin's shield walls. That was a really good job by Jason, making sure not to auto-attack to make sure it gets as many replenished as possible. Urho power slide on out. Leoric is looking to come on down to the bottom lane. Dyrus actually was going for the world's biggest flank for a second there. Rethought it. He decided he would rather join from the rest of his team here. Urho trying to zone out Justin. There goes Casanova with the drag. Beautiful cleanse coming out from Buds, and that is now Justin alive and well.
Wraithwalk holds Dyrus in position for some frog damage. But with Justin having to go back here, they don't have the heals to heal him back up in time. No Tomorrow can get aggressive in the bottom lane. They already have bruisers in the top 2. Teammate are left with the only lane that they can possibly push, maybe in mid, forcing those minions in toward the fort there. Prismaticism keeping an eye on rotations. He sees Airho starting to come up.
Nobody knows. He opens on the one he wants. Does he get the damage? Man, if Justin goes in, he's going to go. There it goes. There's one. Dash. That's pick. He's got another. That is a quick kill for Teammate. Thanks to the... I mean, I think patience is the only way to describe what we just witnessed there. He has no escape anymore. Entomb, power slide out. Is that going to be a mosh? No, it wasn't. It was interrupted, actually.
By Taunt. Incredible job by Justin to stop that in time. It did still cost Genji his life, but got the ETC along with Malfurion. So a 2-for-1 at the end of all things for Teammate.
If Dyrus was there about a fraction of a second earlier there to enable the Genji, that fight could have been really ugly for No Tomorrow. Talking about ugly here, it's going to draw a cleanse after that. Nice invade. Twilight Dream is used. Casanova cannot get the drag he needs to if they were going to get that pick. He instead swaps it over to Justin. Gets the ancestral. Things are all right.
Arrow not quite respawned and back in time to try to get a flank power slide and maybe a mosh pit there. Curse Bullet versus the Stubble Warrior comp. Got adaptation, so no fun isolation plays yet. Arrow, thanks to a crowd surfer power slides through the Entomb.
That's an interaction I wonder if Dyrus has even experienced. The fact that that not only creates a wall, but I mean, ETC is one of the few heroes in the entire game that has the option to take a talent that then can go through terrain. I don't know if there even exists one, so there's a lot that can go over it.
Yeah, there's an Illidan one too.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, that Curse Bullet.
Yikes.
That just, man, so much percentile damage. The current health, anytime we see ETC sitting in the upper echelon, it doesn't last long. You know, with that Curse Bullet, and it's such a short cooldown. Even if you miss the thing, you just can fling it, and if it hits anybody, you're like, that's good. And if it doesn't, you're like, well, it's back in a second. It's almost the new Gust.
I love its sound.
Really? You know?
It sounds like a sniper rifle.
You think?
Yeah.
I think it's like a pea shooter. I'm the exact opposite. It's like I got a BB gun that had more intimidation in the audio than this thing. It's like, pew.
Well, then the audio does not do it justice because it does a lot to intimidate and should after that ETC kill. Nicely done by Team 8. Casanova trying to be on the point. Guess what? It's there again. Casanova uses adaptation. He uses a lot. Dyrus
isn't done.
After there, look at Prismaticism.
And Casanova makes the great escape real. He gets away. He even sets up a kill. He drops the drag. Justin's going down. Tiger's the only thing that can lock away Buds for long enough. He's not able to, so a pick. Thanks to the clever and squirmy side of Casanova. You know, sometimes words can be hard. Team 8 has now gotten 2 forts down. No Tomorrow. Almost gotten 3 after the rest of these shots on bottom are confirmed. They start the boss.
Do they recognize?
They don't. Well, I think it's more that they
just
do.
Can't
they
get
just
there in
don't
time with
care.
yeah, they don't have Varian.
The Varian is a rather large deterrent. And again, just the boss control from all the other things, the Mosh Pit, the Garg, Twilight Dream. And it's only a 9-minute boss. Seriously, what is this really going to make happen?
Well, No Tomorrow's hoping for something with it.
Keep front wall, no more than 25% of the keep, unless they just slaughter when it comes to picks. They need a couple of them here. That being said, Teammate doesn't have a good defense, especially with Odin drop.
Look for the small wall down now and the gate. Airho can try to find his mosh pit while Jason is sieging up and Talking Trees is too. Nobody down from teammate yet. Gate down.
They're gonna get
Wells down.
They aren't moving up. Nobody's going up to actually body block off of this thing, and so it has gotten all the way to the keep at 50% HP. Urho getting very weak. He goes down before the mosh pit goes off. Tiger JK with the Twilight Dream silencing 4, but Buzz has the Ancestral.
Prismaticism's going back in, looking for the kills. Ice Block will not save you for long, my friend. Tiger JK blown up. Talking Trees now the next target for Prismaticism and Genji.
Jason has to dodge the E. He really needs to dodge. Nope, now he's dead. The E's already back up. Jason could have survived if not a double reset happens to the Genji. That's the only way he gets out of it. So in creating the distance between you and the reset target enough to be that maybe would have kept him up here. And now, because Team 8 did not posture up to get some damage into that boss, they lost the key. But they also were at maximum HP to just force the fight, and with how efficient they've been into these fights, it doesn't matter. No Tomorrow is now down an entire level. And it's funny because we still see the same trends out of Genji when it comes to compositions that we see out of all the other, high mobile chase heroes. There's still no difference, really. Genji is very much like every other character within his role, except maybe a bit riskier here and there, burstier here and there. But even in a large chase, the different distance to safety. If that had been an Illidan, same amount of people dead.
Right. Lots of chase for him. 16's here for this talent tier, or for this tribute. No, all of the things failing me. This temple phase on Sky Temple. At least for teammate, No Tomorrow trying to get there too. They have Dahaka to soak. Well, maybe they could try to posture around poke, but they have to be so careful until they can get that 16.
Still not achieved. Remains soaking up on top. Question if he wants to move down, he will. No Tomorrow's got the Dahaka, but again, at 16, it's still a ways away. I respect the side soak. One more wave might get it, might. The middle wave plus the bottom is enough.
This maybe Showstopper to give more armor to ETC so he can try to posture up more. No, he's going to get Imposing Presence. So lessening the damage output once he's in the middle of teammate and of anybody who attacks him. Teammate forces their way onto the point, but there are so few shots left. It's top that now is the point of contention for teammate, and they had already made the right rotation. So No Tomorrow trying to follow suit, trying to catch up, trying to get the right fight to get them back in the game.
They need to force here. Dyrus gets stuck into the zombie wall, just getting bounced around the whole time. The taunt lands onto Jason. He drops the Odin. Twilight Dream's already going to be used, and there is an ice block. Tiger JK does not want to be there, but already the first pick of the fight. Glorong is gone down as Prismat trying to get that Dragon Blade, slashing away onto the backline. Trees falling so low. Jason so very low as well. Nice dodge away from the power slide as Prismat as he keeps his team in a winning position. But Casanova got the drag, got the W, ends up getting one kill, but at what cost? All the members of No Tomorrow now are dead.
That is an example of what it means when you trade out 1-for-1 and one team loses a damage dealer and the other loses their support. They had no Tiger JK once he went in for the Twilight Dream. Tiger did have an awesome cleanse though in Mosh Pit for a long time for Arrow, but it was just Leoric in there. One went down. Yes, they got Greymane, but they lost everybody.
A lot of what No Tomorrow attempted to do into the openings of that fight was they knew they had bottom keep down, and they also realized they had a structural advantage. Those shots would not secure a keep for free on the side of teammates. So Dahaka, with the global pressure, having the catapults kind of building over time, they thought they might get split pressure, force teammate into a lose-lose scenario. But they just quickly realized, hey guys, Dahaka's not here. Dyrus did not wait a bit as he dropped it in two. Maybe not the most optimal of one, but they dealt with what they had.
That has allowed teammate to continue to be ahead in this game. They are all but level 20, and with that can posture up around the boss. They have mercenaries in the top being around the boss, and getting giants alleviates the bottom lane damage and siege that No Tomorrow has with those catapults too. Teammate can try to force that 20 fight if they want, or just simply take the boss for free once No Tomorrow chooses not to get here.
Don't say that word. We don't say the boss word around here anymore. We've seen this too much on Curse, or on Sky, excuse me. This is the moment where No Tomorrow just goes, all right, thanks for the boss, and this game gets turned upside down. It's going to be started. 50% and counting. Dahaka is yet to move down. They know Odin is going to be used. 20 advantage. They go on the point, and the Entomb's not enough. The 4-man mosh pit. Oh my gosh, onto the point. Nobody died yet, but the drag secures not a kill even. Prismaticism dashing away. Everybody's just taking damage, but Team 8, they've got the boss.
They taunted ETC on the point, and they obliterated him. Now Dahaka going down, and look at Prismaticism just wrecking No Tomorrow.
Nice ice block coming out from Tiger JK. But it didn't matter. That is going to be it. Sprays are down. And dare I say it, Prismaticism might have had a better showing than Glaurung even. Not something I expected to see. That hero, Genji, I thought was a Glaurung hero, right? And Prismat made it look good. That last fight was seriously really flashy from him.
Yeah, it was awesome. The mosh pit was great from Airho, though he tried as hard as he could. But in the end, Team 8 able to sustain through that damage, open up for Prismaticism to wreck face. Team 8 wins their final series in Phase 1.
They came in and they did what they had to do here today. What we would expect from Team 8, but with a sub, small, flavor in there. Turns out, today we learned Dyrus' entire competitive hero pool is Leoric. That was the only one he was able to get a win on today. Who did they have on game 2? I forgot.
He played Dahaka.
He went to the Dahaka. Just didn't really work out for Team 8. Everything else,
they won Battlefield.
Oh, that's true. That's unfair.
So he's won with Dahaka and Leo.
He's got Dahaka on top of it. Not giving him enough credit. I just thought it was funny that my opening statement about Dyrus is like, this guy can survive through metas. He can learn the heroes you need. And I was like, and he's only the one guy who's okay to die. They're only putting him on in. You know what I mean? I just felt like it was instantly taking away all the credibility that this guy's been able to earn over the years. But nope, they got it. They got the win. 3-1. No Tomorrow. Still, standing's going to remain the exact same, sadly, but
let's watch that boss. Let's watch that boss again.
You want to?
Yeah, I think we should.
All right, let's get to it. So what's the biggest thing here? What are we looking at mainly? First the mosh.
Yes,
but
the
then
mosh.
What?
Prismaticism just stays out and harasses the backline the whole time. Has deflect, throwing out damage too.
Yeah, he took so much damage, and Casanova getting off the point, trying to confirm the kill on the Buds as nobody else was able to move up.
3 people afraid of Dragon Blade.
Yeah. Dash 1, dash 2, dash number 3. And if it wasn't for that ice block, the second half of that 16 single-handedly would have gotten the pick onto Tiger JK. Prismat, man, that was clean.
Yeah, staying out of the mosh saved them so much that he could just bully everyone else away from that point.
And that explains a lot more why at first glance, when I saw the 4-man mosh pit, I was like, oh my gosh, and I was quickly, my first thing was, but nobody's dying.
Yeah.
But that was because Prismat dove past the back line and then drew so much aggro. The entire mosh pit was spent, can we kill Prismaticism? He got the reflect, got a heal, went back in, finished the deal.
Freaking awesome, amazing ending boss fight. We've got Glaurung here to talk to us about that match. Hey Glau, congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, my first question to you is, what were your primary concerns bringing in Dyrus? Was it mostly about drafting to make sure you could get heroes he was comfortable on? Was it shot calling to help him out where he maybe wasn't used to anything yet?
Honestly, mechanically, Dyrus is probably better than like half the players in HGC already. So it's just like getting him used to playing the game in a competitive environment. So we did a couple scrims before, and then honestly going into this weekend, I was really excited for the matches because I thought we would do well, and we ended up doing well. So like huge shout outs to Dyrus for showing up and playing.
Well, we got to see both you and Prismaticism's Genji. Any thoughts who maybe is the better Genji? Because you guys both played awesomely.
Honestly, I think Priz is probably better than me right now. I just can't play Chromie, so on Tomb, put him on Chromie and me on Genji. But I think both of us being able to play the hero is really good. He's second most fun hero in the game. I love Genji.
Yeah, we've noticed that you guys have been able to have a lot of those heroes where multiple people can play, so you're never shut out in the draft. And that's been awesome to see you guys have such success because of that. Dread, I'll let you ask some questions.
First off, you know, shout out to you for even the fact that you're willing to suggest Prismatism may have a better Genji, because when I saw Genji, I was like, that is a Glorong hero. But the biggest thing has got to be, I'm not even going to hit you with the hard-hitting questions. I just want to know more. How's the team feeling? You know, today's match is not too impactful. It's just moving forward to the playoffs, the thought process going on from you guys' point of view. As
I'm sure you guys are aware, we were slumping pretty hard at the beginning of the second half, went 0-6 versus Tempo and GFE. That really put into perspective our goals, and we've been working extremely hard ever since. And honestly, I think we're in the best form we've ever been. When we're playing with our main roster, like, I'm really confident going into the playoffs we can give you guys a good show.
Awesome. That's nice to hear. Thank you.
Yeah, we are very excited for playoffs. Good luck to you there. I'm looking forward to your games. You are in 3rd place. What are you guys going to do to ensure that you will be able to make it through playoffs and get to the midseason brawl?
I think the biggest thing for us is we just need to put in time, take scrims as seriously as possible, focus on health outside of the games, and just make sure we're in tip-top form. Like, if we're in tip-top form, I think we definitely will make it to Sweden.
Awesome. Well, shout-outs now before we let you go?
Of course, shout-outs to Dyrus for even being willing to play with us. I think it was good publicity for HGC, good publicity for us, and then it was a good opportunity for us to help teach him about the game and introduce him to the HOTS community. So huge shout out to Dyrus. He's a stud.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
Yeah,
I agree.
The choice of words. Yeah, shout out to Dyrus from us here, too. It was really fun to get to commentate you. Thanks for hanging out here at the HGC. That does it, Dread. We have made it through week 10.
It's actually impossible for my brain to wrap around that idea that this is it. This is what months of effort, time have gone into. This right here, these standings. Tempo Storm at the very top, something we would have projected. Something you didn't. Naventic at the very bottom, at the end of it all.
Naventic and No Tomorrow go on to the Crucible. Good luck to those teams there. It has been rough for them, Phase 1, but they have made a lot of adjustments, and they have worked really hard to get to the point where they will be able to defend their spots. Meanwhile, our first playoffs match next weekend, we have Team Freedom versus B-Step. From there, winner of that takes on Superstar.